I love and hate Sony. How the hell is Sony such an incredible industry-leading juggernaut that was able to bring us a wide range of titles like The Last of Us, God of War, Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, these games that spearheaded their respective genres and helped shape the industry, unconcerned with what everyone else was doing, laying new groundwork and paving the way for the next set of talented developers with masterpieces they can draw inspiration from to continue and progress the art form. This is why I enjoy Sony. This is the Sony I enjoy and the Sony what I love. But oh boy, this new Concord game is a load of arse, mate. Concord spits in the face of legacy Sony titles as it trades in creativity and inspiration for copy and paste trend setting. Honestly, one look at this game with its dumb over the top character design knocks me sick to my stomach. Eco was only concerned with being Eco, one of the best and most unique gameplay experience I've ever had that had to chase no one. Now we have this garbage that's copy and pasting the same old shit art styles and trends from the leaders in their respective genres such as Fortnite, Overwatch and Valorant. Trying to cannibalise existing fan bases by offering the same old shit is the wrong move from Sony in my opinion. Take one look at Helldivers 2, because sure, we've had co-op extraction shooters in the past, but Helldivers 2 did it in such a unique and creative way that it became the topic of conversation. And it's become a smash hit because it was so unique. It has soul whilst wearing its Starship Troopers influence on its sleeve. I hate everything about Concord, from the dumbass characters who are the alien equivalent of a purple haired freak with a half shaven head, spewing quips that are supposed to give the character some sort of edgy personality, but I've heard harder hitting insults from my schoolmates back when I was in primary school. You want a character with attitude? Throw Duke Nukem in the mix or someone like that. I don't know man, it's just another bland hero shooter and it's not exactly what I wanted or expected, especially when on the surface it doesn't seem to do anything unique. I can guarantee the one aspect of this game that's had the most creativity poured into it is how to retain the player base and encourage player spending, whilst also trying not to alienate the guys who don't want to pay anything. Too many games have this stupid, oversaturated, bright coloured, dumbass design philosophy with the dumb dances and emotes and all that BS and quips and oh mate, this game is a hard pass. I'm done talking about it, let's move on. But on the flip side, we do have Astrobot. Now, personal feelings aside, because my soul was absolutely crushed when they announced that this installment wouldn't be a VR follow-up to the PlayStation 4 game. That alone speaks volumes of what Sony think about their VR headset users. Serious mate, I need to stop buying all these Sony products early because all they do is drop support for them a few months after release, which is a damn shame because they've left the product high and dry. It's just out there to die now basically. But on its own merit, this game looks set to be one of the most fun experiences gaming will provide in 2024. Whilst Concord is out there chasing trends, Astrobot looks set to provide some of the most incredibly creative 3D platforming. So, I just want you to cast your mind back to how mind-blowing it was to play Astro's Playroom for the first time, because nobody since then has been able to provide DualSense features quite like it, so being able to see this team flex their creative muscles for a full-on release again will be a sight to behold, as I consider Astrobot on the PS4 to be the VR platform equivalent of Mario 64 to the Nintendo 64. And that was a mouthful. Fuck me. I hope you get what I was trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, Astrobot for the PS4 did for VR what Mario 64 did to the Nintendo 64 and 3D platformers. And I'm not even exaggerating. I know this game will be full of interesting and inspired gameplay mechanics and level design. On top of that, Sony have now reached a point where they can now capitalise on nostalgia. All references back to these classic games such as Uncharted, Journey and God of War are all appreciated. No doubt this game is going to run some sort of dynamic or native 4K at 60 FPS with pristine image quality. Man, I can only imagine how fluid and crisp a PS5 Pro version of this game is going to be. Seriously, this game isn't content on being a typical course clear game, and you can see the effort that's gone into designing the power-ups, which fully range from being able to spray water out of the DualSense to growing wings and being able to fly on the DualSense. These constant gameplay switch-ups, such as snowballing down a hill and freezing time, are going to add so much variety and flavour to the game. I'm just extremely excited to play a game that doesn't focus on chasing trends. I don't think the art style is anything majorly unique, but it's damn more identifiable than that Concord we've just been discussing. In terms of quality, these two games are not even in the same ballpark. I sincerely hope that we get more titles like Astrobot and less titles like Concord in the future, and if we must do multiplayer, just make sure it's a fresh game, because a carbon copy of existing games is not enough to draw in a player base. An Overwatch fan isn't going to want to leave Overwatch for a game that's trying to beat Overwatch. What the fuck? It's very jarring to see two Sony games that are such polar opposites, but I know which one I'd rather see more of in the future. Also, when it comes to multiplayer, Sony are sitting on IPs such as SOCOM and Warhawk. Great multiplayer games that people used to play for the love of the game. Man, I miss when we were just content with whatever maps and weapons and skins we got on the disc, back when we played multiplayer for the love of the game and didn't need to chase season passes and unlocks and updates. Let's just see how Sony move forward from this, but I would hate to see them exchange their bold and inspired output to try and capitalise on the latest trend, because Sony work best when they're leading the way and setting the trends themselves. And with that, I'm concluding the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the content, drop me a like, and if you'd like to see more, then consider subscribing. Drop a comment with your favourite Sony game in the comment section, and it's your boy Game Time UK, signing out.